I don't know. I didn't know what I was buying, guys. I really didn't. I didn't. Buyer's remorse.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Welcome to $2 Steak, a pro wrestling podcast and a wristwatch watching podcast. We have got one man here that I've never seen as nervous as I have than I do right now. I'm joined by Christian.
Yeah.
Big Mike.
Yep.
And the man checking his stopwatch, Tolbert. Tolbert.
Do I look that nervous?
You look so nervous right now. You even look like you trimmed up your beard so your baby doesn't see the big beard. You look very nice and svelte.
I will say Tolbert has he already has a little bit of the glass-eyed look. Like that might be the weed, but you look a little like you're just kind of waiting.
Just waiting. We're officially a day past the due date. The glass eye look might probably just comes from working all weekend.
I know that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just the waiting game now.
And so I was going to ask you, Tolbert, is Katie, since you guys are at and around the due date, right? Does Katie require sobriety from you to drive her to the hospital?
Moderate sobriety.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just asking. So you're allowed a beer or two. You're not allowed to get drunk. You have to drive the car. You have to remain cognizant enough to drive 90 miles per hour down Market Street to get to the 17th Street and then get to New Hanover Regional Medical Center. Correct?
Yeah. I've got my route. I know the route very well. Drive it every week for doctor's appointments. I've practiced it. And I kind of cap it at 3 beers and go to bed early lately. Honestly, man, I've had one day off the past 2 weeks, so I haven't really had time to really do anything.
Is it almost like when you were a child and the guy in the dog costume with the fire department hat on comes in and tells you that you must have a family plan in case of an emergency fire at your house. And then you for 1 week, you're like, Mom, Dad, we got to have a fire plan. We got to have a fire plan. And then you guys practice it once and then forget about it for the rest of your life.
Pretty similar to that. But at least we have the suitcase packed, ready to go by the door.
You got to go back.
Yeah, got to go back, man. I'm very confident in our skills to get to the hospital.
I will say, Tolbert, you will have a period of time to self-reflect from the time you drop Katie off to the time you park the car, because she'll have to go into that triage area, and you'll be trying to, one, depending on what time of day it is, you'll have a hard time finding parking, and two, take your pen with you because you can actually take a couple hits in there before you head inside.
Tolbert, can we put on "Cats in the Cradle" by by whatever his name is, playing in the background the whole time? My child arrived just the other day. Dun, 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 dun.
You can, but I plan on being a lot more present father than that song.
Going to a guar show. I just don't know. The boy grew up just like me. The girl grew up just like me. All right. Well, there you go. So Tolbert, you are you look more relaxed than I would have figured.
That's what crushing anxiety does to you.
Believe me, Tolbert, that you're talking to somebody who has dealt with that his entire life.
Yeah, Tolbert's dealing with Tolbert has an impending thing that's coming. You just kind of getting anxious about the world.
Yeah. We're not going to be able to survive past our age 50, y'all. I hope you guys know that. Climate change is real.
Are you saying 50 for y'all or 50 for me?
Well, 50 for you. It would be like 40 for you, right? Okay. Aren't you 10 years younger than us?
Yes. I think. I don't know.
Oh, how old are you, Cookie?
28.
You're a little younger. A little less than 10 years. So Tolbert, anything else? Or are you went thrifting this week? What else did you do this week?
I did go thrifting this week. Finished up some Christmas shopping. cleaning the house, make sure everything's ready for the parents to just come on over and stay for a little bit, stuff like that, last minute nesting plans, all that kind of stuff, all the while working through the holiday rush.
Yeah. How's that been? Has it been busy?
Yeah. Lots of people out partying. This time of year, people go a lot harder in the paint when they're out, and they've also been pre-gaming a lot more. So I've seen a lot of grown adults like throw up in the middle of a bar room floor, pass out, fall all over the place. I did almost have to fight a guy the other day. That was pretty funny.
Wait, why? What happened?
Because another drunk guy tried to buy him Rumpelman shots, and I gave him the, hand across the neck, kind of secretly saying that, hey, I've cut this gentleman off. He's not getting any Rumpelman shots. And he got very upset that I told another gentleman to, not give him anything. And he said to me that he was going to come across the bar and fix that for me. And my response was, come on, motherfucker, let's go.
That's very Fayetteville of you.
But yeah, all good though. Good stuff.
Big Mike.
What did I do this week or what?
Yes. What have you done this week?
Well, so I'm on, similar to Tolbert, I did work the weekend. I'm on days. I've worked 6 days in a row. I got tomorrow to go, and then I'm heading out for Christmas. Kind of exciting week. The Steelers beat the Titans in a terrible, ugly game. Tiger Woods made his professional golf debut after his car accident. So I was in kind of high spirits going into the weekend, going into work. And then I got shit on my leg from a patient.
Karma.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And I had this crushing realization that all of us and almost everybody we love will eventually be sitting in a hospital room and either shit or piss themselves and just sit in it, whether it's due to willful ignorance or malicious, capitalism or whatever it might be, but we will eventually just soil ourselves and have to sit in it.
Not if the climate change happens first, Mike.
Let's hope that may be a better thing. I felt so bad. This guy was 98 years old. I walk into his room and he's like, I gotta poop. I'm like, all right, man, I know you're not strong enough to walk to the bathroom. Let me go grab a bedside commode. And we go to do the transfer and he had already kind of pooped. And so it's just splatters all over the floor and just gets on my leg. And I felt really, really bad because this guy probably is a World War II vet. And he just sat there and pooped himself.
But if he was a draft dodger, though, you wouldn't feel as bad, right?
I don't think they did dodge the draft back in the.
No, they were very.
That's the greatest generation, brother.
Yeah, they were very ready to go kill some Nazis.
What if he was just eating sloppy steaks at some old diner? And he was just being a real piece of shit.
But it is really kind of crushing how it's such a variable age group. I had 2 people today just sitting in their own waste and not even a care in the world. And you're just what happened to you? Why do you not care? And I think it's just once you hit a certain, mental faculty or whatever, you just stop giving a shit and you just let it sit in your waste.
And then you give a shit.
And then you give somebody else a shit to clean up. It's sad. Hospital was sad this week, I will say.
All right. Well,
yeah. I got shit on my leg. What do you want me to say? I was super excited about the weekend, and then I got shit on my leg.
All right. Well, Cookie, how was your week?
Well, I did not get shit on my leg. But you know what? The Titans.
It wasn't even my shit. If it was my shit, it would make more sense.
Are you done,
If it was
Mike?
my kid's shit, I'd be happier. Another adult I don't even know.
What if it was Opie shit? Would you be cool with it?
I mean, I wouldn't be happy, but life's, a box of chocolates or whatever.
All
right.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. The Titans. The Titans shit all over my hopes and dreams today when they lost, unfortunately. By hook or crook is what I will say. By hook or crook to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Other than that, my grades came in, Aaron, and I got 3 A's and 2 B's. So feeling real good right now.
Does your program not give D's or F's?
Yeah, that's no. You're out basically.
Yeah. Okay. So I was just making sure because our program did that as well.
I'm glad to hear your botch on the paper cookie did not catastrophically like affect
the rest of your.
Hey, it got me in the second half. I'm not gonna lie, but I had him in the first.
I don't think you had him at all. I think that he definitely read through your bullshit.
It's like Cookie's that no child left behind generation. So he's just like, fuck, man, I can't let this guy fail.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Make it up next time. Drag him on.
I definitely failed a lot growing up. So, Cookie, anything else? What are you doing for Christmas?
I'm chilling here, man, because tickets to Wilmington they're pretty pricey. I didn't realize how crazy they were.
Yeah, but you were going to buy a ticket to go to WrestleCade a day of us leaving.
Yeah, I was crazy enough to do that back then because I had a little bit more money, but now it's just like, yeah, that's not smart.
It's funny because Cookie is the guy who like drove to Colorado and back twice, right? Like within a week span.
Yep.
And now he's like, fuck it, I'm not going home.
Yeah, I can't.
Thanks, Cookie. We miss you too.
I miss you guys so much. You know that. Come on now. Don't do this to me.
It's all right, Cookie. I'm not going to be here, so it's cool. And Tolbert's going to have a baby, and we wouldn't have got together anyway.
I'll give you the code to Mike's house. You can stay on his on the couch if you need to.
Couch?
That's fine. I live by the airport, man. You can just catch an Uber real quick.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What did I do this week? I saw Spider-Man on Friday night.
Oh, I did too. Fuck, I forgot. I did too. I just saw Spider-Man last night.
Cookie, being somebody that is an Andrew Garfield, you grew. So my Spider-Man as a child. Hold on. My Spider-Man as a child was Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
Your Spider-Man as a child.
No. Don't
was
you
Andrew Garfield.
Dude, do not dare say that because I've had intense arguments with Chase and with Diane. I do not like Andrew Garfield.
Wait, so you're
Tobey
telling
Maguire
me
is my guy.
telling me that Chase is an Andrew Garfield fan. That
Yes.
is his favorite Spider-Man.
He loves Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland.
You
But
guys
Andrew
realize,
Garfield a lot.
like, when you like walk in your house, Aaron, you start talking to Terry, Tolbert, you start talking to Snuffy. Me, I start yelling at Opie. Like that's Cookie arguing with Chase about this Spider-Man thing.
Yes.
And did Chase respond, or did he just let you yell at him about it?
Oh no! He responded. He responded by telling me that. Well, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but he responded by telling me that Tobey Maguire is quote a pussy. That's what he said.
Why?
He's
no spoilers.
No, he's not a like. He's.
I don't want to give any spoilers away. I can't give any spoilers away. But he called him a pussy multiple times, several times. He said, "My Spider-Man is greater and stronger."
Okay, so
this is during
more funny. He says he's more funny.
Spider-Man doesn't have to be more funny. Tobey Maguire had some of the best Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 is still the top greatest Spider-Man movie of all time. I really enjoy Tom Holland. What is that his name? Tom Holland?
Tom Holland.
Yes.
I really like him. I think he's a good Spider-Man.
Well, he's like that good angsty teenager.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. But Tobey Maguire was a good to great Spider-Man. After Spider-Man 2, he could do no wrong until Spider-Man 3 came out. And then I no longer liked that Spider-Man anymore.
I mean, William Dafoe, the Green Goblin, that's by far
absolutely incredible. Jasmine and I had this discussion. So Jasmine had never seen a Spider-Man movie until Friday. She watched both of the Tom Holland ones. Mm-hmm. And she then we went to the movie theater to go see Far From Home. Oh, no. It's not Far From Home. It's
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Can we collectively say fuck Sony?
Yes. Yeah, it's all bullshit. Yeah, it's been bullshit. So
like you can't literally find it anywhere to stream. Like in the world of streaming, like that's one reason I haven't gone seeing the movie because I want to see the other one so I know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and Jasmine, if she did not watch the second one, she would have not known anything that was going on in the Spider-Man movie.
I will say, quick side note, I watched Venom as well for the first time. Venom was a pretty good movie, in my opinion.
Okay.
Tom Hardy.
It looks terrible.
It looks bad, but it's not that bad.
Did you also watch Home Alone 3 right after that?
All right, moving on to the next topic.
I watched it before so he can like ground his. So anything's better than that. So
I will tell you guys, to get into the Christmas spirit, I watched some movie on HBO Max called 8-Bit Christmas. Very enjoyable. If you guys get a chance, it's a very good Christmas movie.
I thought you were going to shit on it and say that it was similar to Home Alone 3.
I feel that it's similar to A Christmas Story, but they're going for an NES instead of a Red Ryder BB gun, and I kind of related to that a little bit more.
I saw something that was kind of like Home Alone 3, and that was the shit on my leg today.
Oh, yeah. That was very similar.
I will still refer back to Barstool putting Home Alone 3 in their top 10 Christmas.
That was the shittiest Christmas movie list I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible. Yeah.
Like literally is like bro, stupid, your generation kids.
Wow. Just wow, guys.
Yeah.
You sound like grandpas right now. I hate these young kids.
However,
it's like that group of people that are trying to latch on to being a millennial, even though you're Gen Z.
Speaking of Gen Z, did anybody see Jake Paul get knocked the fuck out last night?
I wish.
Jake Paul, I thought he knocked that.
No. He knocked Tyrone Woodley.
Oh my
out.
God.
Yeah.
I saw the picture of that guy taking a nap on the mat. I'm like,
it was a great knockout too.
Officially,
it was a great one.
Jake Paul needs to actually box like a real boxer at this point.
I'll tell you, he should go against Derek Lewis. I think Derek Lewis might have Jake Paul's number.
Somebody, any like legitimate actual boxer.
No, Mike, you would love Derek Lewis. He calls himself the Black Beast, and he is a heavyweight monster in UFC. He had a fight last night. He took his cup off after the fight, threw it into the audience. And he's for somebody to take and sell on eBay. He's incredible.
That's cool and all, but again, Jake Paul's not fighting boxers. He's fighting mixed martial artists.
But Derek Lewis would destroy him.
You can't say that because Jake Paul.
No. He would destroy him.
Yeah, Derek Lewis would.
I'm just saying, if you specialize in a single area, you are better than somebody who is a multi-talented person.
Yes, I could see that. Yes,
in that specific area most of the time.
Yes,
I want to see him box a real person. I won't buy a fight until he actually is boxing a real.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy a fight ever.
He said Canelo in 2 years. That's what he said.
Yeah, but Canelo's like a lightweight, and Jake Paul's like a middleweight, isn't he?
He's decent size. I think he's like 6'3" or something.
Isn't Canelo like 38 years old too?
Yeah, he's also older. I don't know why.
That's what I'm saying. Like Jake Paul's like 27.
I don't know. Bullshitting.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's the sweet science. Speaking of the sweet science, we have got one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time on today. You guys giggle a little bit. We talked about the 1, 2, 3 kid last week. Did you guys know that if you add 1 + 2 + 3, what does that equal, Cookie?
That equals 6.
6. And if you find out who was the 6th member of the NWO, Tolbert, do you know?
Apparently X-Pac, before X-Pac.
His name is Syxx. So I decided to throw you guys a little bit of a curveball. This is a very half-ass 3 matches because they're only 6 minutes apiece. Each match very quick. We are talking about one Sean Waltman today. I don't think that Sean's WCW career gets much publicity, and it's either the 1, 2, 3 kid or X-Pac. You always hear about that. Not a lot of people talk about Syxx.
I think he was overshadowed by all those other big egos.
Very much so, yeah. So
an actual physical stature of the other gentleman in the NWO.
And we'll talk about it in a little bit. Compared to like Rey Mysterio, like he's not very small.
No,
correct. Yeah, actually, that plays a lot into my match.
Yeah,
he's also like 6 foot tall. I think.
Yeah, he's not small. He's a decent sized guy, and he can work when he's not in rehab. Apparently, one of the reasons why he left WWF at the time was he was doing drugs. He went to
so was Scott Hall with Kevin Nash.
They all.
Yeah, I mean, like there's some drug use, but he went to rehab for his nose.
Yeah, hurt my nose.
Anyways, let's talk about some wrestling. All right, for the first matchup of the evening, Big Mike, you have got Syxx against Rey Mysterio.
Correct. This is, I don't have an exact date, but it's in 1997, sometime before May 18th. Because May 18th was going to be Slamboree. It's going to be Ric Flair's return to professional wrestling, all that big stuff. But this is some kind of lead up to it. It is for a championship.
And I was going to give you guys that match. I was going to give one of you that match, the Ric Flair match, because I think it was Roddy Piper, Ric Flair, and Kevin Green against Syxx,
Scott Hall,
and Kevin Nash.
Yeah, and so it's sometime before that, 1997. So like peak WCW, NWO kind of stuff. We've got Tony, Mike Tenay, and then Bobby
the Brain Heenan.
That's what I was going to say. I thought it was Heenan, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, that's definitely Heenan.
On commentary, we've got our boy Randy Anderson in his full Kenny Powers look. Little chubby, little stout, still got the flow. And I'll start by saying this. I'm clearly still a little green because I totally didn't get the Syxx reference until Aaron brought it up. And then like the 1 + 2 + 3. And then Rey Mysterio is out there and he's got question marks on his pants. And I go, question marks, weird. Oh, damn. Mysterio. Oh,
yeah.
Get it now.
You got it.
So it took me a little bit to get. I love it. It's a good little dad pun. Caught me off guard. I got a little chuckle. So apparently the deal with the NWO at this time is they can defend their title at any place, anywhere. They can also choose to go after any title, any place, anywhere. Is this?
Yeah, it was all bullshit.
Yeah, is this after Bischoff joined the NWO?
Yeah, like the whole thing at this point was just like, they could do whatever they wanted to do.
I'm all about, pouring gasoline on a fire, I guess. I mean, if it's hot, like fucking ride and rock and roll and, take it to the moon. Clearly, it was more than a flash in a pan, but this already sounds like the makings of what we know happened eventually, which is like you can't just keep this kind of train rolling. Like you got to have stories and all that.
Very, very messy.
Yeah. So, eventually run out of gas. So talking about how big or how much bigger Sean Waltman actually looked compared to Rey Mysterio, this is like pre-big jacked Rey Mysterio. He's definitely still like a Walter? No, what do they call him?
Cruiserweight.
Cruiserweight.
That's the word.
I think he was also like maybe 19 or 20.
Yeah. So the cool thing about this match, I mean, like Aaron said, I think the total match length in the ring work is about 6 minutes. So Sean Waltman, normally we see him X-Pac, 1, 2, 3 Kid, kind of like this guy who does a little bit more of the flippy shit, high flying kind of thing as a contrast to the big body guy. And that, the Scott Hall matches are the ones that, come to your head when you think of that. And so in this match, Syxx is working as the base. So it was pretty freaking cool to see. Mysterio did a couple rope works and kind of flashy things that, Syxx is kind of just being sturdy for and being the groundwork for. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It talks to, his ability to actually wrestle, which is kind of cool. We do get some of that hammy Healy kind of work from him. He grabs a couple of rest holds, slows it down, grabs the ropes, really cranks on Mysterio. At one point, Randy Anderson gets pissed because he's holding onto the rope and he kicks Syxx's arm. I thought that was cool. Got nice to see, Kenny Powers getting his work in too. But from what I know and much of what we've covered of the WCW NWO era, Kevin Nash is going to get his shit in, right? And so eventually Mysterio does these great moves. It looked like a Spike Rana into a Hurricane Rana off the top post, throws Syxx out of the ring, and then Kevin Nash with his big lumbering self comes in there, gives him the big boot, clearly it just knocks him out because he's just this puny, tiny little cruiserweight. Kevin Nash is such a big behemoth of a man, so powerful. And then Syxx gets in the ring and pins him. Poor Mysterio goes out on a stretcher. It was a whole big thing. I'm glad he's, he was able to survive and potentially, foster a child with Vicky. And
that was Eddie's child.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Dominic and all that.
One thing you have to suspend disbelief a little bit. Randy Anderson is counting out Syxx, and behind him is Rey Mysterio, like, yeah, get him, Dad. Count it to 10. Yeah. And when Nash comes in and does it, Randy Anderson does not feel the impact of Rey Mysterio getting slammed against the canvas or sees him roll in front of him just dead limp in front of Randy Anderson. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, refs aren't infallible. I mean, they make mistakes. So sometimes he's focusing on the guy on the outside of the ring. Maybe he doesn't see what's happening on the inside or doesn't feel it. Ultimately, NWO goes over in whatever championship this was.
So they also made mention of maybe one of my favorite incidences against Rey Mysterio, and they call it the lawn dart incident.
Yeah.
The week before, Kevin Nash picked up Rey Mysterio and threw him head first into the production van. Yeah. Maybe one of the greatest gifts in professional wrestling history.
Yeah, and they actually did a little move to it where Rey was up in the air and Syxx kind of darts him into the mat.
Right.
But I didn't realize that was the previous week.
Yeah.
But again, props to Rey Mysterio for being a professional and just a human ragdoll. Because it was a decent little match. Tolbert says that a lot. It was a decent little match.
I will say this was some of the quickest EMS service I've ever seen in my life. Like, they got that gurney to the ring as quick as possible.
Yeah, I can't talk to the quality. Most of the time these kind of people are going to be ringside, ready to go, ready to rock, right? Yeah. I will speak to the quick naturedness that they were able to get him on the spine board. Most of the time, you're going to want to take a little bit more time rolling a man over, making sure he's breathing, checking all your vitals, that sort of thing, before you strap him to the board. And then they loosely strap him to the board. They do not secure his head or neck, and they kind of just slide him outside the ring while he's all shaking and shit. So probably not the best medical team. It would really probably make more sense if they just said, hey, medical team, go spine board that guy real fast.
Poor Rey Mysterio. That's why his career has been cut so short.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, I don't think he ever wrestled again.
Never.
Sad story.
Anything else, Mike?
No. Good little match.
All right, for the strong style, Cookie, you have got Syxx against, and I'm going to say that for everything. You've got Syxx against the Lionheart, Chris Jericho.
Now, Aaron, I realized this. I realized this more so in Tolbert's match, but I used to love X-Pac back in the day. He had the bandana. He had that kind of that swagger to him or whatever. But in Tolbert's match, I noticed that he had Thug written across his singlet. And I was like, wait a minute, okay, Syxx-Pac, Tupac, I'm putting it all together, and I'm like, wow, this guy, this white guy with the swirly hair is the only person in the 90s that did a Thug Life gimmick.
False.
I'm kind of surprised. Who else did it? Oh, Conan.
Tracy Smothers.
Oh shit, trust me. Oh yeah, Tracy Smothers did do it as well. Do you see a trend here, Aaron? Do you see Ahmed Johnson could have done this and maybe he could have gotten it over? What do you think?
Yeah, but Tracy Smothers, though, I think it perfected the thug gimmick.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could actually outdo that gimmick, honestly, unless you could maybe New Jack.
It's very indicative of the 90s, how he acts. He's the bad boy, the Bart Simpson of the NWO, if you will.
He's the guy with the backwards bandana. He's telling people to suck it. And yeah. He's that guy. He's rock and roll at the moment.
Right.
Aaron, I don't know if you did this on purpose or not, but I doubt it. But for the podcast, I'll just say that you did. You gave me a match that actually falls on my birthday. On September 29th. Yeah. So I literally turned 4 years old during this match, or at this match, this day, whatever you want to say. So this is really cool to watch because obviously I used to love Syxx growing up, and Chris Jericho is still a legend to this day. So this was really cool to watch. And Jericho and Syxx definitely, like I said, two of my favorites during this era. So let's just go ahead and get to the countdown because I don't know where I was going with that.
Cookies, top 4, number 1.
Number 1, control that heel kick, Syxx. Jesus, like Syxx almost, he's out here swinging for the fences. Like he's looking like he's going for that one hit KO, much like not Tyron Woodley, Jake Paul. Jake Paul, or you could say, I guess, Derek Lewis as well. It was a moment of silence. We need to take a moment of silence, for Tyron Woodley's career. Now let's take one more moment of silence for his boxing career.
The man got paid $2 million.
So he's going to be fine.
He's fine.
He's definitely going to be fine, but he's never going to step back into a ring, or at least
anybody can come up and knock me out for $2 million.
Yes.
And do you feel like you would like lose something by getting knocked out in front of an audience of your peers?
I'd probably lose my bowels and shit my pants.
That would be fun.
Once I had $2 million, I'd be fine with that.
Definitely would be worth it. I would definitely take a punch from Mike Tyson right now for $2 million.
I'd shit my pants all the way to the bank.
100%.
Number 2,
the Bronco Buster. For those at home, a grown man, aka Syxx, told another grown-ass man, Chris Jericho, hey, listen, I want to hit this move where you're sitting in the corner, right? And then I run in and I bounce up and down on your chest with my junk in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Aaron, think quick. Stink face or Bronco Buster for 10 seconds each. Which one would you do?
Bronco Buster.
Yeah,
Bronco
he did that
Buster?
in my match too to Ray.
It's
very interesting.
It's one of those gimmicks that I'm like, I don't think I could do it.
You would take it from Bull Nakano.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a different story, Mike. I take it from Thunder Rosa. Jade Cargill. We'll keep throwing out names. Actually, sorry. I'm stepping over. I'm stepping on Tolbert.
Number 3.
All right. So Jericho used to have some bunnies back in the day. Not a lot, but he had a couple of bunnies. I mean, if you can run and jump to the top rope with no hands, I have to tip my hat off to you. He follows it up by doing like a plancha over the top rope. Albeit his foot almost catches the top rope, he still clears it. Jericho, hell of an athlete. Syxx. Also, I want to point this out real quick. Syxx and Chris Jericho are not cruiserweights whatsoever.
No.
Not at all. They're two like 6 foot, like probably 200-pound guys like going at it in the cruiserweight division or whatever. And let's go ahead and point this out as well. Scott Hall is on the outside. He's wearing crutches or he's rocking crutches right now.
He's trying to get painkillers from the crooked doctor in the back.
That's what it is. That makes a lot of sense. Well,
you got any perks?
Well, Aaron, what is it called when they throw what's it called? The bomb, H-bomb or something like that?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
That's what H-bomb me?
Dude, he's probably out there on the H-bomb, probably. Who knows? But honorable mention, Jericho created the swing, guys. I don't know if it's true or not.
That's
it probably isn't, but my brain has only seen Cesaro and now Chris Jericho perform the maneuver. So on behalf of Chris Jericho to Cesaro, you're welcome. All right. So let's go to number 4.
Number 4.
Scott Hall interfering in this match, waving his crutch around in the air like he just doesn't care. But beyond that, he corners the referee. Did you notice this? He cornered the referee with his crutch.
Yeah.
Untucks his shirt and then starts playing with his belly fat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what was happening behind that because all I saw was Scott Hall going "Ayo" with his crutch and then using the crutch with his left hand and then playing with what's his name, Scott Dickinson. Scott Dickinson's
his belly.
pad
Yeah,
with his right hand.
his big smooth belly.
I've never seen that before. Aaron, have you seen that before?
I have not. No.
I just imagine he was going, "Hey, tubby, 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 tubby," the entire time.
He almost pink bellied him. Did you guys ever get pink bellied as a kid?
What is that? Is that when you get slapped?
It's when you just slap their belly and then their belly's pink.
No, yeah. Well, I'm black, so I mean, you can't. Too dark.
Browner belly.
Browner belly, exactly. Anyway, match ends in a no contest like all WCW matches did in the late 1990s. Zbyszko and Lex Luger come out. I don't know what was going on with that.
So apparently this is right before Lex Luger turns
to the NWO, right?
Yes.
So, okay. Aaron, how many people were a part of the NWO and how many people were a part of WCW? Because I'm starting to believe that it was like 95% NWO.
Yeah, it did come. It became ridiculous at one point. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it really does. But anyway, this was, again, I guess like Mike said, it was a fun little match. A lot of back and forth between these two. They both got their stuff in. It was 6 minutes, and it was on Monday Night Nitro. So it was pretty solid. And it was on my birthday, so I'll give it 3.5 cookies. The tubby spot, though, the Scott Dickinson part really carried this match for me. Just want y'all to know.
That was plus 1.5 cookies.
Absolutely, because I've never seen a spot like that before. It's almost like the Dusty Rhodes and the bunghole spot.
The butthole spot. Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about. All right, for the man that has just been staring and in an existential frown on his face for the last 30 minutes, Tolbert.
Yes.
You have got Syxx and Vincent against perhaps maybe the greatest tag team in the history of professional wrestling, the Southern Posse.
Yes.
Of the generation.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I was like, Southern Posse, who are these guys? Oh, that's who those guys are. They look exactly like I thought they would look like.
I think that the guy who is my favorite of the two, his last name was Trout.
Yes, it was. It was Trout. It was Trout something.
It's like Steve Trout, and I'm like, that he looks like a Steve Trout.
Oh, this is a beautiful time for wrestling. This is 1997. WCW Studio Wrestling. Let me set the stage for you, boys. Top of the charts right now are Meredith Brooks' Bitch. Make Me Wanna by Usher. Bop by Hanson.
Yes.
Foolish Games by Jewel.
They're tearing me. They're tearing me. They're tearing me apart. Those foolish games.
Yeah, and NWO is gaining momentum by the minute, just wreaking havoc on WCW.
Exponential growth.
Yes, yeah, exponential growth. This is right before Monday Night Wars. Oh man, well, what a time to be alive as a young Tolbert watching studio wrestling on a Saturday morning, man. Nothing like it. But
Tolbert, what was your thoughts on Syxx? Do you think he was a cool cat?
He was a thug.
All right, so wasn't big. I didn't see him that much, in WCW. Every once in a while, when NWO was on the rise, but then of course he switched over to WWF, and it was NWO versus Generation X every week. So I don't know. I thought he was a scraggly little high flyer, man. It kind of looks like a piece of shit. And
he definitely looks like a piece of shit.
And the thug onesie just doesn't do it for me, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't get thug vibes from him. I get maybe like meth dealer vibes, like he was hanging out with a Southern Posse at a dive bar earlier.
Yes, Cookie.
Real quick. It's really funny that, to make someone a thug, you had to put like a backwards bandana on them. And
instantly become a thug, yeah.
Instantly a thug. And if you want to sell someone from the South, you just put like a Confederate flag on them.
Yeah.
Of course.
They're officially
yeah. So let me break down the Southern Posse's look. They look very much like what you would imagine a Southern Posse would look like. I don't know how one guy looks so dirty. I don't know. It just looks like if you hosed him down, it would just be like brown water running off of him.
Sonny Trout may have been the hairiest human being I have ever seen in my entire life.
It's thick. It's bristly. It's unnecessarily dark and greasy.
He can't help his genetics, Tolbert.
So Vincent is Syxx's tag team partner. A very large wrestler. He looks like he's afraid to touch him. He's like, ew, when he goes, for the Irish whips and stuff, and they go for the lockup.
He came out like Neo, did he not? With the white, what are they? Oakleys?
Yeah, the Oakley wraparounds. Yeah, very Blade vibes, if you will.
Yeah.
Was Matrix out yet?
No, I think Matrix came out in 99. By the way, okay. Jasmine says that she is not going to see the new Matrix movie.
Why?
She said that's a Tolbert movie, so I have to watch that one with Tolbert.
Yeah, I can't really say I'm excited about it myself, but I will watch it with you, Aaron.
Thank you. Just because there are some movies that are too dumb for Jasmine to watch.
And they get pawned off on me.
And like Mortal Kombat and King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a Tolbert movie, honey. And I'm like, oh, great.
I love to play that role in your relationship.
you get all the shitty movies that I want to watch.
Yes. All right. So we've got ourselves a tag team match here. And it's not so much a tag team match as the Southern Posse jobbing for the NWO.
Yes.
On this particular evening. So we get all Syxx Pac's moves. His back heel kicks. What's the move, Aaron, where he grabs the face, kind of does like a sit down power bomb, but
they call it the X Factor later on in WWF. Yes.
But I guess it's like, it's starting to become a signature move now. We see that move. We see some big clotheslines and stuff from Vincent, just a bunch of big power moves. But eventually we see like a double submission at the end, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen this move really too often in tag team, where we get a little bit of interruption from Vincent. Syxx locks in it's kind of like a rear naked choke in the middle of the ring, but to stop the Southern Posse's tag team partner from coming in and breaking up, Vincent also locks in a submission. So
his submission is the $1 Million Dream, because he used to be with the $1 Million Man.
Oh. Or
there you go, huh?
Yeah. So we get a double submission inside the ring. NWO wins. I guess eventually Syxx is no longer happy in WCW and he moves on to green.
No, I think that they politely asked him to leave after he hurt his neck.
Yeah. Like, hey,
I think Eric Bischoff literally called him and was like, yeah, you probably need to sober up and you need to go.
Yeah. Then he went on to become an adult film star.
Well, after a brief stint of 5 or 6 years in WWF.
Yeah. So I wonder what he's up to now.
I looked it up. He's got a great podcast. He's clean and sober, and he is dating one of the writers for Mixedish on and Blackish.
Really?
Oh, shit.
She's this very pretty mixed girl, and like you would not think that she would be dating one Sean Waltman.
Oh, he is a thug.
He is a thug, yeah. So he likes his coffee brown.
Just a splash of milk.
A splash of milk.
A
man after my own heart.
Yeah. So, boys, I guess next time I record with you, I will be a father. So, just waiting.
This sounds like he's sitting us down to like prepare us.
Yeah. We're gonna have to cut out all the shit jokes.
I'm gonna have to act as such. Not really, but
Mike, when are you going out of town?
This week.
And you're gone for 2 weeks?
No, God, I wish. I'm a lonely working man. I'm gonna be driving back Sunday. So
we will have our year in review a week after the year begins. We'll take off next week because it is the holidays, and Tolbert will be having a meltdown at home. He doesn't know what to do yet, so we'll figure that out.
We're actually no meltdowns. Tell people we're taking a week off. Normally, we just fucking do it.
Yeah, well, we're telling people this week.
Thank God. We're finally helping out our followers, the faithful ones that are following along.
I can tell you that of our dozens of listeners, no one has ever messaged me about asking if we had an episode that week.
I had Kevin from Kentucky definitely sent me a message and said, "Did you guys take off last week?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was too busy at work. I was too busy with schoolwork." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Thank you." So fuck you guys. We've had people ask. Also, Kevin, if you're listening today, and today is Tuesday, check your mailbox tomorrow. I mailed out your t-shirt finally.
Thank God, Aaron.
There we go. All right. Sorry, Tolbert. Can you come up with the haiku for me?
Oh, shit. I didn't even read the haiku yet. All right. Someone shave that crew. Why does he look so dirty? Hey, that ain't X-Pac.
Thank you, Tolbert. That was actually his name is Sunny Trout. I looked it up. Sunny Trout.
Sunny Trout.
Is that a breed of trout? There's rainbow trout. There's sunny trout. There's
speckled trout.
Speckled trout. So Tolbert, but your last few waning moments of not being a father.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me like just a couple more sentences. Are you?
No, I'm very excited. It's just the.
Are you excited? Are you're nervous though?
No, I'm all of the above. I mean, it's the first time I'm doing this. It's a big thing. So, it's just the uncertainty. You don't know when anything's going to happen. How long it's going to take, how long the labor is going to be. All of it. So I just continue on. I'm just continuing on working, I have to work tonight. Actually, I have to leave here in just a little bit, but I'm just working and doing my thing until I get that phone call.
Tolbert, are you going to take a tab before you go into the room? Like, no. Are you gonna experience it?
No.
It's crazy enough. He doesn't need to do anything.
Yeah. I can't wait till Aaron goes through this. He's in a domestic partnership now.
He's going to be a giant and a Xanax pill. He's going to take
the same steps I took, years ago, and he will soon be here. And I can't wait to flip this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm going to be fighting. Constant. I'm going to be fighting with the nurse and being like, "What do you mean I can't bring the cat? He's got an Instagram account. The cat needs to be right beside my wife as this baby's coming out, and I need to take a picture."
He's family, damn it.
This is an emotional support animal.
Aaron, you got to set the environment for your wife. So you got to have, the Simpsons. You got to have the Dusty Rose, Terry Funk. Everyone's got to be in the room with you.
I come in there with a cat and 2 action figures.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, babe, you want to give birth at home watching 1987 Starcade?
It's a good one, honey. I think that's the Skywalkers one where the Road Warriors pushed off Jim Cornette from the scaffold.
Yeah, just as the baby breaches, Jim Cornette starts bleeding all over his white suit.
All right, well, that has been it. It is this is the least festive episode we have had for the show.
Oh, for real?
It is a Christmas episode.
Oh, yeah, this is the Christmas
episode. This is the Christmas episode. We did not do anything Christmas related.
This episode kind of embodies my Christmas season this year, waiting on the baby. We very well might be in the hospital over Christmas, so
right.
It captures the feeling of the season.
The gif of Tolbert getting slammed into a table on my desktop. I'll probably tweet that out again this year.
Oh, I forgot. We had the full-blown Christmas episode 2 years ago. And then last year, we did the Christmas movie episode. This year, we talked about Sean Waltman.
Syxx. We're really going places.
Jasmine was like, honey, are you doing anything special for Christmas? I'm like, I mean, we're talking about Sean Waltman and WCW. That's a gift enough, is it not?
We're taking a step back, boys.
Let's just rehash all of our Christmas shit. We'll post it all.
Oh, the steak log. Oh,
the steak log. That was nice.
The reading by our own Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah. We've got some good stuff already. Thank you for listening to $2 Steak, a pro wrestling podcast. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next year. And Tolbert will be a father.
Yes. Doesn't mean I'll act like one, but I will be one.
We do know that this is going to be an audio recording. This is an audio history and a yes. of your life before having the baby. So we're going to make this kid listen to it when she turns 14 or 15 years old, right? Yeah,
I've got to dig out the Stone Cold onesie to bring her home from the hospital in.
it's gonna like engulf her.
maybe.
You just imagine. All right, honey, look. You got 131 episodes you got to burn through because this is everything your daddy did for 2.5 years.
By episode 3, when he throws up in the Uber, she's no longer listening to our show.
Yeah, that's it. That'll probably be the end of it.
I think that may be episode 9 or 10. I don't know, but he definitely has thrown up in an Uber in the first 10 episodes.
Yeah, I can't let my daughter, as she gets older, listen to the podcast because anytime I try to discipline her, and it's just all the podcast content will just negate all of that.
Yeah, think about all the shit Tolbert's done 2.5 years.
Tolbert rolled and smoked a massive blunt inside the house that I was living in on 6th Street on the 420 episode and started smoking it.
Yeah.
And the lady who lived under me had like emphysema or something. Like she couldn't, whatever. What is the breathing thing that you're breathing?
Emphysema, COPD, yeah, that's all of it.
She was coughing all the time, and Tolbert smoked a blunt inside that house.
I was above her.
Yeah.
Oh, you were high above her.
Thank you guys, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, have a good Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas, y'all.